All right, fingers crossed. Everyone got fingers across the world. Fingers crossed that this stream stays up. So welcome everybody to the Podcasters Lounge. I'm happy that you're here. I got to remember to look at the camera up there because normally I look at my screen down here. So this is awesome. I'm so psyched for this lounge this week. And of course, I want all you guys to, I'm going to switch to the full screen in a second, but definitely in the chat, let us know that you're here, that you're alive, that you're kicking, etc. But the Podcasters Lounge, as you know, is the place where we just hang out every week and we just talk about anything. And so far it's been mostly about, you know, since I'm a specialist in audio production, I'm an audio engineer and I have an audio production business and I teach the podcast engineering school. We end up talking about technical stuff, but today I want to veer away from that and just talk about other stuff. I'm not afraid to talk technical stuff, but Heather Welch is here. Heather, thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and your show is called Sunshine and Power Cuts.
Yeah, it is.
And you live in New Zealand.
I do.
And see, everyone who's been listening already, they already know that you watch the stream because I'm always talking to you on the stream.
Yeah. I like to hang out while I'm working and I just have it up and yeah, because it's the morning time here.
Right. So just for the record, I'm in Mountain Time and it's 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So that means New York time is 7 p.m. and New Zealand time, you said you're at 11 a.m.?
Yeah.
11 a.m. So you're able to watch streams while you work and stuff? Are you an entrepreneur? Do you just have your own business and stuff?
I do. Yeah, I work from home, which is awesome.
Cool. So you can, yeah, I know how that is. You can kind of do what you want, but at the same time, you got to make sure you get stuff done, right?
Yeah. And then you're kind of working all the time anyway, because the boundary is a little bit blurred. It's not like I go to work from 9 to 5 or whatever. Work happens all the time. Yeah.
Yes, that happens to me as well. Like, especially in the evening, like if it's like 8 or 9 at night and I'm, not ready for bed, but I don't know what to do. It's like, I might just go downstairs and go onto my computer and like just do stuff for an hour. And it's just work stuff like email or whatever. But so when do you end up doing that? In the evening or morning?
Yeah, so I usually get up early and do things first thing, and then I have a bit of a break, and then I work through the day, and then I stop early afternoon, and then do it again after dinner in the evening. Yeah. Kind of fitting around family and all of those kinds of things.
That's cool. So I wonder if this stream is actually live, Heather, because I was trying to find it. I don't see it on Facebook. I'm sorry.
Where I've got it up, I think.
Oh, yeah. You're on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to check YouTube. So how long have you been doing your show?
Since August 2017. So this year it's 2 years, which is pretty cool.
2 years. That is cool. Oh, there you are. Hey, Cool Mark D. It's live on Twitch.
Mark.
Thanks, man. Do you know Cool Mark D, Heather?
I do. Mark Diaz. He hosts a show called Mark's Movie Collection, and it's a really cool look into the movies that are in his collection. Yeah, I met him through the Podcastage Discord server. So.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Podcastage. Oh, now my phone is. Oh my God. My phone does this annoying thing where when I pick it up, when you pick it up from stillness, the screen comes on. But I'm used to with my other phone, as soon as I pick it up, I hit the button to turn the screen on. So now what happens is I pick it up, screen automatically turns on, I hit the button and it turns it off. And then I have to, then I'm like, oh, then I have to hit the button again. And it's like, I kind of think I want to turn off that feature, but in a way I don't.
Yeah.
It's probably handy. All right.
What phone do you have again, Chris?
I have the Samsung Galaxy S10.
Oh, I have the S9, so I'm one behind you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to switch to the desktop here. And so you're going to see it on delay, I guess, Heather. But this is Mark's movie collection. This is this looks like what you were talking about, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep. I don't know where to put all these. My scene changer and everything. There you go. So, and what's the new show on Geeks Rising?
So we welcome the Tourette's podcast.
Okay, the Tourette's podcast.
Yeah, with Ben, and pretty excited about that. He kind of talks about and shares stories of Tourette's syndrome, and it's Tourette's Awareness Month starting yesterday or today, time zones, from May 15th to June 15th.
Okay.
So very cool to have him on.
There you go. So
there
Geeks
we go.
Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is on the subject. Oh, you know
That's
what?
like
if I go to the podcasts tab, then I can choose whatever. There's your show.
Yay.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, the Tourette's podcast, Education and Awareness.
Mm-hmm. Very excited to have him on.
Wow. And so now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Bandrew to get back to me about, my salary and how much he's going to pay me. And all right, maybe not.
He was talking about having a microphone museum because he's got all the microphones he has for the reviews, and I offered to come work for him in the museum.
Oh, that's so funny. I don't know where to put this. The scene, how I change the scenes on the stream, but so there you go. I don't think we're live on Facebook, or maybe I'm confused, but anyway,
Facebook is so tricky though. Like it doesn't ever seem to go smoothly.
Oh wait, it is there though. I do see it now.
Hey.
And Josh Pound is there. Hey, Josh Pound. He says it sounds good. Check the YouTube feed. Adam Higgins is here as well. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah. See, a lot of Facebook people.
Nice.
So now you, besides doing your podcast, you're pretty involved in streaming, right? I mean, because your whole what is it called?
Sunshine Summit.
The Sunshine Summit. You
it's
organize
very hard
that
to say. Yeah.
Twice a year.
Twice a year. So I make a week of live streams where I bring together a bunch of different content creators and we share their connection stories and their journeys and celebrate with them in a live stream, which is pretty cool.
That's cool. But I got up on the screen right now. Sunshine Summit is the Republican Party.
Yeah, I know. That's sunshinesummit.live.
I'm going to search for Sunshine Summit Heather. That'll guarantee. Oh, wait, that's 2018.
That's my past events. If you just go to sunshinesummit.live, it'll get you there.
Okay. Yeah, I forget when I'm scheduled, but I'm going to be streaming for, I think it's an hour, right? We all stream for an hour? Yeah. So that'll be fun.
I'm really looking forward to it.
We have to do some crazy stuff. You know what I noticed? I want to ask about streaming. I want to ask you, Heather. I tend to be very high energy, especially on my show. Like I just, whenever I'm doing something, like recording for a show or streaming or anything, like I love to bring the energy, and it makes it lively and all that, right? But that's what I do. Other people, like one of my favorite streamers is Mitch Ray on YouTube, and he is a little like chill and slow. Like there'll be like 30 seconds. He won't even say anything. He'll be just checking something on the screen or doing. And so there seems to be like different ways to stream. And I'm wondering, it like psychologically, is it people just being themselves, or is there a reason to have more energy or less energy, or what? Any thoughts?
I think it depends on what they're doing. Like Mitch's streams, mine is a conversation with someone. It's kind of like a real fast interview. So an hour is really short for the Sunshine Summit, and we kind of don't really have a lull in the conversation. We have high energy and keep pushing it, taking questions from the chat and all that kind of thing. But then if you're just streaming and it's like the Podcasters Lounge, maybe like this, we might sort of hang out for a little bit and there might be a little lull. But I think it depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured, because this Podcasters Lounge is also very new, pretty new, right? This is the 14th one. So,
and I was here for the first one, I think.
I think you were. I think you've been here for almost all of them. So I did 8 or 9, or no, probably about 10 of them last fall. And then I stopped for like 4 months, and then about 4 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, I started up again. So
it's good to have it back.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, we'll see how it goes, and like I'm talking to a few other people about, like, I'm involved in different aspects of podcasting and sort of creating some different initiatives and stuff, and so the Podcasters Lounge pretty much applies to all of them, because it's just podcasters hanging out, chatting.
Yeah.
So.
And these are fun for me because we don't have events. Like you went to Podfest, I think, was it in March?
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah. And we don't have that stuff here. So live streams like this are the way I get to hang out with other podcasters, apart from a couple that I've met in New Zealand, which is really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, didn't Cliff Ravenscraft come to New Zealand or something years ago for some event, or did he go to oops? Or
maybe years ago.
Okay.
I haven't heard if it's been recently.
Yeah, I forgot it because I don't quite follow him closely anymore. But I think maybe he went to Australia. I'm not sure. But I mean, look, New Zealand is a place I've always wanted to go. And so we need to do a big podcasting event there. We really do.
I think so. Yeah.
And look who's here, Heather. You see that in the chat?
Ralph. Hey, Ralph.
Ralph M.
Rivera.
Hey, Ralph, everybody, I just recorded my episode for tomorrow, and I think Ralph, I mentioned you a few times, Ralph, and I think I called you Ralph the Macho Man or something. So I think M stands for macho, and we might should, that's a little Southern term there. We should just call you Macho Rivera, I think. Heather?
He's got the Ralph M. Rivera in the chat. And hey, Larko as well.
Hey, Larko.
Yeah.
The YouTube feed, yeah. So I got a bunch of stuff to talk about, but you actually, you had mentioned a few things. Well, the new Geeks Rising show. So if anyone's not clear, Geeks Rising, everyone, if you want, check out all the shows. This is like it's a podcast network, and it's run by Bandrew Scott, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's like the godfather of Geeks Rising.
Yeah.
He's the geek father. Oh man. El Macho. That's right, Mark. Ralph M. Rivera. And I'm waiting for the day that Ralph demands that people pause when they say M, after the M. So it'll be like Ralph M. Rivera. Oh, God. Geeks Rising. All right, what's the other thing? Yeah, livestreamforthecure.com.
Yeah, so Livestream for the Cure is in its 3rd year. It's once a year, and it's in May. Raising funds for Cancer Research Institute, which is immunotherapy. And this year it's going to be 40 hours of live streams from podcasters coming together and doing a segment each. And I've got one segment on my own, and then I'm joining another podcaster to help them with theirs. And yeah, it's entertaining, fun. There's prizes to give away, and it's all raising funds for cancer research, which is pretty cool.
Very cool. And this starts, it's going on, well, yeah, like you said, depending on the time zone. Oh, wait, but here we go. Eastern time.
Yeah.
May 17th, which is a couple days from now, 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Cool.
Yeah. So I'm on at 9 p.m. Eastern on the 17th, which works out to be 1 p.m. New Zealand time on the 18th.
Wow. All right. That's pretty good. 1 p.m. You can handle that.
Yeah, I can handle it. But then the next segment that I'm helping with is 3 o'clock in the morning my time. So that's gonna be a good one.
I wanted to ask you, like, living in New Zealand, like, I know, like, see, here in America, like, we're really, well, not only superficial, but we're really just self-centered. Like, we don't think about the rest of the world because it's like, who the rest of the world, who cares? Like, who cares? We're in America. So, you know, but anyway, so my question for you is, like, when, you know, how often do you have to do stuff in the middle of the night just to please some lame American?
I don't think you guys are lame, but I don't do them too early usually in the morning. Most stuff I'll cut off by midnight my time. This one's a little bit different because I sort of came on board near to the last minute and I'm just helping out. So yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning is not my usual. Okay. I usually have them during my time. And with the Sunshine Summit, I make a booking schedule thing, which is really cool. So people can book in their own time zone and it adjusts for mine. And the only tricky thing is that usually daylight savings time changes in the week that I decide to do the event. So that's a bit awkward.
Oh, exactly. Right? Oh, man. Anyway, there's Podcaster's Toolbox. Let's all put pressure on Ralph M. Rivera. And by the way, what is everybody drinking? Oh,
I got coffee.
Coffee? Well, 11 a.m. That makes sense. How many cups a day, Heather?
Well, this one's really huge, so I might only have one of these. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me, yeah, it's a little hard to see. But, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Wait, so. Awaken X, hot water? Dude, seriously, hot water? You're just drinking straight hot water? I'm very interested in that. And why? A rye blend with a dash of port. Oh, my goodness. You guys are... I think our viewers are just getting hammered, Heather. It's wild. Yeah, it's a thing, right? Hot water. I've heard I had a friend in high school and his mother used to chew ice.
Okay.
Is that a thing? I never heard of that before or since. She would just have a cup and she would like eat ice.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who does that, but yeah, interesting.
Oh yeah, the sound of eating ice. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was when we were like in 9th or 10th grade. So like she just was like walking by and she wasn't like sitting there chewing ice. So, all right. So I want to talk. So in the to not talk about audio production every second of this live stream, I would like to bring up a few other topics.
Cool.
Is that okay with everybody? Oh, the stream's lagging hard on Twitch.
Oh no.
All right. I hope it clears up. And I got this thing. Okay. So, all right, food.
Yum, I like food.
Seriously. Actually, but before we talk about food, Avengers Endgame. You guys want me to read my I'm sorry. I just can't find a good place to put my scene changer thing. Everywhere I put it, it's in the way. Yeah, the Avengers Endgame. Out of 5 stars, what do you guys think? Heather, did you see it?
I haven't seen it yet, but I have a friend who helped work on that film.
Really?
Yeah.
What did your friend do?
That's a good question.
Okay. A lot goes into those productions for sure.
Yeah.
I can't find a link just to the regular. There we go.
We got 7.5 out of 10 from Awakenix.
Okay. 7.5 out of 10. That's good. Yeah, Ralph.
Have you seen it?
Ralph, I'm telling you, I'm in a different frame of mind today. This is the first stream. I'm just kind of hanging out, chilling. And it's probably not good, but I don't know. It is what it is. But Avengers Endgame, I'm here to say, not that great. Not that great. Didn't love it. Didn't really like it.
I've known people who've gone and seen it twice. So I'm not sure why, whether they needed to see it and pick up on things. I don't know.
See, here's the thing. Predictable. It was very, like, the whole plot, the whole thing. Oh, they're going to bring everybody back to life. All right, we knew that before the last movie ended. And then it just wasn't funny. I mean, how many jokes are in that movie where the theater was silent? There were a few funny jokes. People laughed at some points, and nothing much happened. I mean, what really happened? I don't think it was very creative. I think the battle scenes were the big battle scene was ridiculous. I'm sorry. I was like, what is going on? It's like 97 superheroes flying through the air, and really? Oh. Special effects, I didn't even notice any special effects, which means that whatever they did was done well, but nothing special. And this is the last one I'm going to pay $35 or $40 to go see. So, ooh. Thor was good. Yeah, actually, yeah, Thor was pretty funny. That's true. On your left, Lebowski. Was that a line from the movie?
I'm not sure if I will get around to seeing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the whole time we're sitting there and like stuff's happening and it's all right. And then again, wasn't the worst movie ever. I mean, clearly they put a lot of money in it, and you know, again, not really bad. I wouldn't call it bad, but so mediocre. And Ralph cried at Endgame.
Because he has a soul.
Yeah, I didn't cry at Endgame, but when I went, oh no, I'm not gonna make that joke. That's too mean. See, sometimes Heather, you gotta just reel it in.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, Awakenix had some good crispy M&Ms.
Chris's opinion is dumb. Great. That's oh. I really liked Ralph M. Rivera. You know what? I'm gonna find this. Ralph posted this picture today. I have to show it. I really have to show it. This is because I'm all about this too. Yeah, look at this. And he writes, what did he write about it? Wait, how do I see? Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, I have to hover over it. Please let there be a special luxury suite in hell for people that park like this. This is classic. I had one last night. I mean, literally, the straddled the line and took up 2 spots. And actually, I think that's better. You just take up 2 spots. If you're going to do it, just take up the entire 2 spots. I would prefer that. What about you, Ralph? All right, I'm going to get rid of this. So it's 6 and 7. That's what I have to remember, the scene.
Okay.
So no one go follow Ralph Rivera. Please do not. That's it.
The Ralph M. Rivera.
Oh, now you're right, Heather. Now I should go to Twitter and get the Ralph M. Rivera. Is it available? How can we check? I'm going to check. Hold on.
Oh, dear.
The Ralph M. Rivera. All right. Well, maybe it's available. El Macho. Yes, Mark. I'm telling you, Ralph, the Macho Man, Randy Savage Rivera. Oh, it should be his entire middle name. And when you see Ralph next time, I'm hoping Ralph, does the old snap into a Slim Jim. I don't know. All right, what else was on my list, Heather? All right, well, that was Avengers Endgame. So let's go back to food. I'm gonna leave that on the screen. Oh, wait a second. I haven't been showing my screen this whole time?
Oh, no. It's just been us.
Is that for real?
Yeah, I think so.
Really? Oh, my God. I've been carrying on, and you guys... All right.
Sorry. Terrible
No, it's
guest.
okay. It's okay. It's idiot error on Chris's part. Anyway, here's the picture. Now you can all see it. That Ralph M. Rivera put on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere. He's probably printing a T-shirt with this on it. Yeah, please let there be a special luxury suite in hell for people that park like this. I told you, I like it. I mean, look, a motorcycle could fit there, no problem. Ralph.
I have a small car, but I don't even think that would fit in the gap.
What car do you have?
A Toyota,
Small one?
Yaris.
Oh man, that is small, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there mostly small cars in New Zealand?
No, there's a lot of big, like, four-wheel drive trucks and utes and things. Yeah.
Yeah, we really got to go. Ralph, and everyone who's here, let's start.
Come to New Zealand.
Yeah, well, let's start planning a New Zealand vacation. What do they call those ones in the Caribbean? They call it like hedonism or something, like spring break. We should do like a spring break / podcasting conference in New Zealand.
Yeah, we should do it, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, someone call hotels, get dates. I mean, let's get this thing booked. And we should also do blockchain too. We'll get a bunch of Asian people to come down. Hedonism is a nudist thing. Is it? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Ralph, I don't know, but me, nah. Wow.
Nope.
This is a great stream so far. Oh, God. Heather. All right, so talk to me about, well, first of all, let's talk about food. So I am vegetarian, not vegan.
Okay.
And I'm an easygoing vegetarian. Like, I'm not picky. I don't care. I'll eat anything vegetarian. I don't care. I'm easygoing. I'm not a pain in the ass. You know how some people with specific food preferences, they're a pain in the ass because, like, everything, oh, no, I can't have that. Oh, no, I can't have that. Like, I'm easy going. So what about you, Heather?
I'm not vegetarian. But I think that comes with like living, well, not really, but just my background. My family ate meat and veggies, and we have like a thing where the staple Kiwi diet is kind of like meat and 3 veggies on a plate and fish and chips if you want like a fast food. It's not really that fast to make fish and chips, to be honest, but yeah. So seafood and meat off the farm usually. Right. Yeah.
Were you born in New Zealand?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. don't know how my accent works out though, because it doesn't always sound very New Zealand.
Really? I mean, well,
Yeah.
it's hard for us fill in the blank Americans to differentiate between certain accents. Well, it's hard for me, I guess I should say, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And Awakening said Sunday roast. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Families get together and have a Sunday roast.
Mm.
And the funny thing is because Christmas here is summertime, but we still have a lot of hot cooked food. You know, it's not wintertime, so we don't really need to have all of the hot roasted things, but we do.
Well, that reminds me of India when I visited India many times, and it'll be like 110 degrees, and they'll serve hot tea, you know?
Yeah.
But somehow it works. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say that it cools you down, but it's not. It's good. It works.
Yeah. Do you like cooking?
Cooking? No, I'm not a big cooking kind of guy. I can make certain things, a few things. And my specialty is a toasted corn muffin with butter. Just so you know. I mean, just for the record, you know, I need to disclose that because it's world class when I make it. I want to try to be humble here, but I mean, it's
the best.
It's just the best. It's you know. Yeah, the Kiwi diet sounds fine.
Chips are fries. Yeah, fish and chips, they're fries. There's been a lot of things I noticed that we say things slightly differently. Like pudding for you means something different to me.
What does it mean to you?
So pudding is any dessert, but I gathered that pudding over there is like a type of dessert.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how close is your accent to an Australian accent and then to an English accent? I mean, I know they're all different, right?
Yeah. I think we're a little bit closer to the British, maybe, but a very relaxed British. And then the Australian have a different, and I'll say a twang to it.
There you go.
Yeah. Without offending all of my Australian friends, hopefully.
Oh, come on now. They understand. James Cridlin lives there. Come on. Do you know James?
I don't know him, but I know he does pod news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and here's the funny, silly thing. When I think of Australia and New Zealand, I'm like, oh, they're right next to each other. You should hang out with each other. Yeah.
Even here in New Zealand, it's hard to hang out with the other podcasters. Like, we're not close. And just the other week, I got to have dinner with one from the South Island, Dean from Region E Racing, and another one, Thomas from History of Aotearoa New Zealand. I think that's what his podcast's called, from Wellington. So that was really cool to actually meet up in person. But once a month it might happen, or longer, because we're just so far apart in a small country.
Right. Far apart in a small country.
Yeah. It's not cheap to fly around here either, or to get around.
See, Heather, is this true? What Ralph M. Pause Rivera it says?
That's correct. Yeah.
It is correct. Okay.
Yeah. Most maps don't include New Zealand. We kind of get left off. They stop at Australia, and then there's nothing in the ocean after that.
That's terrible. that you know. I'm offended.
Apparently, though, I think they say there was something that came out that New Zealand's on like this possibly part of a continent that's underneath the water. So we could be bigger, but it's just hidden underneath the water.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm all into Antarctica and all the
the
alien bases there and the Nazis and everything. New Zealand, the OG Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings was filmed in New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had family who worked on that one too.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah. They provided some of the horses for the film, which was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I think some were extras.
No, I am not a flat earther. No.
It's a cat Earth anyway, by the way. The cat
cat?
Earth. Yeah, there's a picture of the world and they drew an outline of a cat and I think it's batting a ball of wool or something. It's
Oh,
the
that's
cat
funny.
Earth. Yeah.
I'm going to look that up real quick.
Star Wars Episode 1 was filmed in New Zealand too, Mark said. What's the volcano scene? We've, I think White Island might be our main active volcano. And we've got a lot of earthquakes that happen here.
You know what? I just remembered. Is that the cat Earth theory? Yeah, that's it. You see it.
If you scroll down that picture in the middle, the world is a cat. That one where it's got the outline of the cat on the globe.
Oh, this one. Why is it not? There it is. There you go. No, I knew a guy who in New Jersey who was sort of like an advisor to some United Nations initiative because the United Nations decided to give a bunch of money to certain indigenous tribes in New Zealand. And it was like a lot of money, like billions of dollars or something. So I never heard about what came of it, but that's pretty interesting, right? You find like indigenous tribes and you're just going to give them like literally billions of dollars.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. So
I don't actually know the story behind that either.
So, yeah. All right. So exercise.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing? What are you doing, Heather?
I usually go for walks. I don't do like the gym or anything because I live way out in the countryside. So I could hike the hills or just go for a walk. And that's my exercise. And when I go to the city, it's like racing around trying to do all my errands while I'm there. So I claim that as exercise.
That counts,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it counts a little. It's not the same as climbing a mountain for sure, but
yeah. We have really great walks, though. There are a lot of walking tracks in New Zealand, and there are some out where I am, and they're a couple of hours long, or you can go for longer and stay overnight in the huts that they have. It's very cool.
wait, so do you have to like rent a hut?
Some places I think there might be a fee, but yeah, there are ones that you can just go and visit. They're operated by the Department of Conservation, I think.
Yeah, so my wife and I are planning to climb another 14er. So
Cool.
yeah, so we did one 2 years ago, and it was a really easy one. This one's going to be a little harder. So we started practicing. So every weekend we're going out on like a significant hike. Like this 2-3 days ago on Sunday, we went, we hiked, I think it was about 7 miles round trip. So 3.5 miles out, 3.5 back. And the elevation gain was 1,400 feet.
Oh.
So, pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
not easy. It took us 4 hours because we kind of went slow and stuff. So we're building up to the next 14er, and I'm actually shocked that, one thing's interesting when you like work. I don't know, like when you work out, like sometimes when you don't work out for a while, and then you'll go do something, it's like you have more energy. even though you haven't been working out.
Yeah.
What is that? Wonder why that is.
Just have those reserves available, I guess. And then when you're constantly working out, they say that you have rest days within that training period as well to kind of catch up.
Right.
But then if you don't stretch and all the things, like you could do a bit of damage too. It could be very sore once your body catches up.
I just realized that I interviewed one of my guests that I interviewed produces this show. And in the interview, which hasn't been published yet, this is great. I'm like showing the whole world my computer here. I'm sure Bandrew would not approve. Sorry, I just have to look something up here.
It's not easy managing all the things, and I learned that from doing the live streams that I do. There's a lot going on and trying to get the right screen to come up, and yeah.
Right, yeah, it's still hard for me. Travis Vengroff. So here, I'll switch over now. So the podcast is called Liberty Tales from the Tower, and it's cool. I didn't know, like, how do you get a page on IMDb? Do you just like get an account and put up a page?
I don't know.
This is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I might. I'm going to show you something funny in a second. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to. Anyway, so I interviewed Travis for my show, which hasn't come out yet, but he produces this show and a few other shows, and I told him that maybe I could like scream or something, and then he could use it in one of his shows. And it was a joke. And then near the end of the episode, he's like, all right, give me a good scream or something. And I was like, I forget what I don't even know what I did. I did something crazy. And then I'm like, I kind of like, sort of like dared him to use it in his podcast. And like 2 months later, he sends me an email. You're going to be in the episode next week. So if you go to Liberty Tales from the Tower, the latest episode, I haven't heard it yet. It just came out yesterday. I meant to hear it yesterday, but I forgot. But I guess it's this one.
So is it just audio?
It's just audio, and apparently I don't know where he put the scream either, and I don't even know if I think he said he was going to credit me. So he was going to give me credit for a scream. Anyway, I should have done more research on this before I brought it up, but
I take my hat off to anyone who does a production like that with so many people involved and all the multi-tracking and stuff. I got to do a voice clip for a real play podcast. I think it was, I don't know what the game or the name of the podcast was now, but they had to cut up everything that I said, so they just used a word at a time, because the character that I was playing was made up of memories of a whole bunch of different people. So yeah, they cut out each individual word and then stitched it together. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good that it fit with the character, because the different words, it would sound unnatural, but
yeah, it was meant to.
Exactly. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But I wouldn't want to edit that.
Yeah, geez. How much editing do you do for your show?
Usually it's just me, so that's really quite easy. And then I just have a bit of bed music as well. So it's not too bad. It takes me a while because I sort of record longer and cut it down sometimes, but not yeah, not too bad. I got a lot more to still learn because I tend to crunch my audio half the time. I was listening to the latest one on my TV yesterday just to see how it would play through Apple Podcasts because I got an Apple TV, which is awesome. And it sounded terrible, and I was like, "Oh, this is not good."
Really? What? It was crunchy? What was the problem?
I'm not sure whether it was I compressed it too much or something. I don't know. It was a while ago since I put that episode out, so I'll have to go back and look at what settings I had. But yeah.
So here, Awaken X found it. Particularly loud scream. Yes, I got credit
in the show notes.
Oh, see what's on my resume, Ralph M. Rivera. Particularly loud scream. That's pretty good. Yeah. All right. Season 6, episode 5, Tales from the Tower. Thank you.
Awesome.
Awaken X. And I have this on the screen here because I was a guest recently on a show, and of course I'm not going to say what show it was, and it was a very uncomfortable interview for me. I mean, the host was interviewing me, and from the beginning he started recording without me knowing it in order to unnaturally coax stories out of me. And after you've been around the block a few times, you can sort of tell when someone already started recording and they're like, "So what's one of your favorite memories from the studio when you worked on records?"
Yeah.
And then I told him, there's a lot, this and that. He's like, "Well, tell me one." And I'm like, so I told him one. He's like, "Do you have any others? Any others?" And I'm like, is this part of the interview? Like, like what is this? Anyway, and I think he said he's going to edit it into different parts of the episode. And he also kept me on afterwards. He's like, after we finished, he's like, "Hey, do you have time for answer a few questions?" And it was like, I mean, it felt like I was being drained of knowledge instead of having a good natural conversation. That's what I felt.
That's rough.
And yeah. Look, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that was what it was, and that was it's just uncomfortable for me. I'm not saying it's a bad that person's a bad person or a bad host. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it was weird for me. It's when it's not a natural conversation. It's just more someone is just like pounding you with questions to get more content out of you. Right?
Yeah. I've had a conversation or an interview, and Ralph said, I think you should always assume you're being recorded at all times when you connect, which is a fair point. But I've had one where it's been really open-ended, and that's really hard because I like a little bit of direction. And I think sometimes like a good interview will help lead you along to sort of, they've got an idea of kind of what they want to cover, unless you're presenting something. But yeah, they're hard too when it's free flowing and you don't know where the thing is going or how it ties into anything.
Yeah, and the whole thing with like the sound bites too kills me. Like I was asked a question about, well, what's important about this process, like in audio production, right? So I must have gave 10 things, like 10 different things that are important to audio production. And then after I said all 10, he's like, "So if you had to, can you just give us like three or four things that are really important in this process?" And I was like, "Dude, I just gave you like 10. And I literally said that to him. I'm like, "Dude, yeah. I just gave you like at least 10. So I don't know what to say."
Yeah.
That was weird. It was not Dave Jackson. It was not Ralph M. Rivera. Oh, but funny you brought up Dave Jackson. I think the person found me because Dave Jackson recommended me, actually. Thanks, Dave Jackson. I want to interview Ralph like that one day. That'd be pretty funny. I mean, just pound him for like an hour. Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. It is draining too, because like you're coming up with all the things, and then it's hard if they don't tie it in either. Like just asking you for the top 3, they could have like brought up a couple that they'd heard while you were talking and then talked to those ones. That would have been a better way probably of going about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like the question I don't like the most is, so what is like 2 or 3 the most important things about producing audio for podcasts? First of all, there's like a million. And second of all, if I got to break it down to 2 or 3, I'm just going to say some basic stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, what am I going to say? Yeah, the attack time on the compressor and the limiter is really, really vital. I mean, if you're going to, between 2 and 10 milliseconds is good. Between 10 and 30, you're kind of, you got to just judge it and listen to it at a high volume and low volume to see where it's cutting that initial transient. And then if you want just a lot of transient to come through, because maybe if the person who recorded, there wasn't enough transients coming through, you can make it a really slow attack time, maybe 50 or 100 milliseconds, and it'll let the first peak of a wave through, and it'll really add some nice clarity to it. And yeah, that I should say that next time. God. Background noise. Yes. That's the worst. 11 milliseconds is just right. Thank you, Mark.
Mark sounds pretty good in his show. You should definitely check it out.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
Right? That was, no.
Mark's Movie Collection.
Yeah, that's it.
He works in Reaper, I think, is his door. And
oh, cool.
I mean, I've got Reaper and I use RX7, but
cool.
I don't know enough about it, so that's probably where I crunched my audio.
Oh, geez. Well, I use Reaper as well.
Yeah.
So there's this is my a session of my show. It's an older session. I made a copy of it just to show on the online and stuff. And yeah, Reaper's really good. Technically maybe it's not as good as Adobe Audition, but Reaper's no joke, man. Reaper's no slouch.
Yeah.
And RX is awesome.
It is awesome. I started with RX Elements, and then it was just before RX7 came out, and they said, if you get RX6, then they'll give you RX7 as well. So you had both of them. So I got both.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I've loved using that. It's awesome.
Yeah, one thing I just got into, I said I wasn't going to get technical, but the spectral denoise is very interesting. Yeah. Again, we're not going to get into it because I don't want to be. I'm going a new direction here. Okay.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing: wireless microphones.
Oh, sorry.
Did you know, Heather, that the UHF TV band available for wireless microphone use in the United States will be 34% smaller next year?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they're taking a bunch of the frequency bands and using them for different stuff. Mm-hmm. So now, and again, I haven't read the whole article, and I'm not really up on this perfectly, but some audio gear you buy, if it's wireless gear, it only works in a certain band. And now some of those bands they're going to be used for something else. So people own microphones with transmitters and receivers that they're just not going to work anymore, or they're not going to be reliable in that band. So what are we going to do about that? What if I own one of those? Is it useless?
That's a pretty tricky thing. Did you see why they were changing it? just changing the network of how things work.
The National Broadband Plan introduced in 2010 called for the auction of the 600 megahertz TV band. The last date for TV stations to operate in that band is July 13th, 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's actually why I got an Apple TV, was because I haven't been able to watch normal TV on my TV. It's not a smart TV or anything like that. And my aerial on the roof of my house has had issues, and it doesn't always get a signal to catch when they changed how TV was delivered. And so, yeah.
So you still use the antenna on your house?
Not at the moment now. Now it just runs through my Ethernet, through my internet.
Oh, great, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that they, I think here in the U.S., I forget when they did it here in the U.S., but they, like, nothing comes through an antenna on a house anymore.
Yeah. We have like little boxes that are receivers or something that still need to be plugged into the antenna, but it does digital TV. I think. I could be wrong.
So Heather, you're gonna have to jump off sometime.
I am. Yeah.
Oh man.
Thank you for having me though.
Now I'm gonna feel all alone.
Aw.
And someday maybe I'll get Ralph Rivera to call up on Skype. Maybe he's in his pajamas in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just started watching this series on Amazon Prime. I forget the name of it. It's with Woody Allen, I think. Oh, you can get an HD antenna and they're all right? Oh, that's interesting. You know what I'm using in my house is those you take your internet connection and you run it into this little box which you plug into the electrical outlet. And then on the other side of the house, you plug a second box into the electrical outlet, and you take an Ethernet cable out of that. So the internet signal travels through the electrical wires in your house to the other side of your house.
That's pretty cool. I've heard about them.
Yeah, so you don't need Wi-Fi.
Yeah. When I built my house here, I wired it so there's Ethernet. The Ethernet cable goes to certain rooms, like the living room and the bedrooms.
Cool.
So future-proofed it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What about the bathrooms? Because remember Ozzy Osbourne on the Osbournes? He said he had a he had a TV in every house, even the bathroom.
No, because I live off the grid, so I'd run out of power first, so it wouldn't work.
So wait, all right. So next time we're gonna have to talk about you living off the grid. I'm totally into that.
Okay, cool.
And the subject of your show, because I know that's one of the things you talk about.
Yeah. We'll make it happen for another Podcasters Lounge. But yeah, I'm gonna have to hop off.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Heather. Really
Thank you.
appreciate you being here with me.
You're welcome.
Helping me out. All right, everyone say goodbye to Heather, and everyone check out the Sunshine Summit, which is coming this August.
Looking forward to it. Thank you for being a part of it.
All right. Thanks, Heather. See ya.
Yeah. Bye.
All right. Bye. There you have it. There you have it. Now it's just me. And now I have to change my oh, there we go. So now it's 5 and 9. Okay. There we go. There's me. And there's the desktop. Okay, 5 and 9. Good. So yeah, there's the Sunshine Summit. I'm psyched for that. I don't know. I like streaming. Do any of you guys stream as well? Or just podcast? Or, since there's not many of us here, you can feel free to comment with your show. I know, well, Mark, we were talking about your show too. But yeah. All right, so I was showing this up on the screen. I wonder if I turn my Skype on, and yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's easy to just have other people jump on Skype and just sort of be in the place that Heather was in. I guess it's possible. Anyway, I'm so new at this. Anyway, 4 popular mixing reference tracks and why they work. So do you guys know what well, I think some of you do, know what a reference track is. A reference track. Pretty cool concept. So if you're ever going to be mixing music or even your podcast, right? So you're going to be listening to it through either speakers or headphones or whatever you have. And, well, actually the reference tracks are just basically songs, right? Single tracks from artists, or, I used to actually bring a couple CDs, like albums, into the studio to reference. But normally it's when you go to different studios, and you would just go into the studio and the first thing you do is put on some music that you know really well, right? Maybe an album that you've been listening to for 20 years. You play it through those speakers, and then you get a gist of what those speakers sound like and what the audio sounds like in that room. And you get the sound of that room and the sound of those monitors, whether it's speakers or headphones too. So that's a really good thing to do, is to sort of acclimatize yourself to the sound of the speakers. And so this, written by an Isotope contributor, but these are 4 popular mixing reference tracks and why they work. So I was kind of curious, like, what are the 4 tracks? Peter Gabriel, In Your Eyes. Right? Well, that's a classic track. Very good sounding track as well. Again, this is for music, but what's the second one? Oh, hey, there's the tonal balance control. Brandon Gonzales is here. He uses PES as his reference track. Yee-hoo! There's a tonal balance control. Kimbra, Settle Down. I've never heard that song. Do you guys know this song, Kimbra? Settle Down. Brandon Gonzales in the house. Oh, wait. See, it's actually showing the curve. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just the first one. So this is In Your Eyes. It's kind of right in the middle, but it's a little more toward the top of the range when it comes to 5 to 10K. And Bandrew's here too. Bandrew, you just missed Heather. And we've been talking about, where is it? Geeks Rising, your new show, dude. All right. Anyway, let's finish this. Bandrew, hey Bandrew, congrats on 100K, brother. Dude, awesome. All right, so that's In Your Eyes. This is Kimbra, Settle Down. I've never heard it, and I can't listen to it now because they'll kick me off the internet. Wow, look at that. A lot of, probably 50 hertz and below, there's a lot of that. And then there's a little dip around 200. And then there's a boost from about 7K. Well, it's really high, actually. All right, then you got Kendrick Lamar, Loyalty featuring Rihanna. I haven't heard this one either. But wow, look at this. Look, the low end is off the chart, dude, literally. Like from about, 100 hertz is about average, but once you get to probably 80 hertz, it goes off the chart. It goes off. This song must have a lot of low end. Especially because like the low mid The low mids are below average. And then again, there's a bump 7 to 12K, whatever. Bonnie Raitt, right down the line. I must have heard this song. I don't remember. Mixed by Ryan Freeland and mastered by Bob Ludwig. And I guarantee you, before we scroll down and see that tonal, I'm going to tell you what you're going to see. Or this is my guess, that this bump that we've been seeing in the high end for these pop songs, I don't think it's going to be there in the Bonnie Raitt song. I'm just guessing. Do you guys have a guess? How's the Bonnie Raitt song going to be different than Loyalty? All right, I'll give you a second to type in your guess. All right. And then, oh, you know what? I didn't even play any music today. You guys are probably like, yeah, good. Well, that's because Heather was here, so I didn't need music. Anyway, I don't know if this is... I'm so not good at the music. All right, so this is the Bonnie Raitt song, and... see, I was right. Definitely doesn't have a huge presence boost up here. And I was going to guess that there might be more low end than average. That would have been my guess. Well, again, it was just a feeling, but I didn't say it beforehand, so I can't take credit for that one. Anyway, those are 4 reference tracks. Want to talk about a smart speaker by name in your podcast, but you don't want it to trigger anyone's? Mute the 3 kilohertz to 6 kilohertz range. Apparently, that's what ALEXA picks up. So I wanted to do a test, actually. I'm not going to do it right now, but I wanted to show you guys what I want to do. So if I literally delete that's about between 3 and 6K, right? Yeah, that's about, that's even a little more. So apparently if you delete these frequencies, then the ALEXA won't pick it up. Isn't that interesting? There was an article on that or something, or I know Daniel J. Lewis mentioned it. I haven't tested it because I don't do a lot with the ALEXA. I mean, I have one, but I never turn it on. I think I told you guys before. I got as soon as I bought the ALEXA, got it into the house, plugged it in, turned it on. I connected my phone or whatever. I don't know what I did, and as soon as it started interacting and stuff, I just realized in the depth of my bones that like people are listening to this. Like the government's, I don't know who, but everyone's listening to this. Like this is like crazy. It's like a microphone in my house connected to the internet. I mean, there's a lot of that going on, I'm sure. Like I think every smartphone too, right, is probably going somewhere. But anyway, I just was like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I mean, some of these smart speakers, you could leave them on the whole time. Well, that's what you do. You leave it on, and then it listens for the keyword. But the important fact is that it's listening all the time. So, what does it sound like with... How awful does it sound without these frequencies? Yeah, it sounds a little weird. I guess I could play it now. I can turn off this... Should I thumbs down this song? I think I should. Yeah, this is the chill station. I don't know why. All right, anyway, we're going to pause it. So let me undo that. Cool that you actually have 2 areas. Let me make this smaller. Areas, 2 studios where you do recording. One is at the Gallup Studios and the other one is at... Okay, so that's the regular recording. And then if we go around 6K to around 3K.
Areas, 2 studios where you do recording. One is at the Gallup Studios and the other one is at home. So,
yeah, that sounds way different, man. Holy crap.
Areas, 2 studios where you do recording. One is at the Gallup Studios and the other one is at home.
Areas, 2 studios where you do recording. One is at the Gallup Studios and the other one is at home. Yeah, that's not even, that's crazy. Yeah, that's just crazy. That's too much. You can't. So yeah, I know, because I thought the same thing. It's like, well, maybe I could just take those frequencies out of the whole mix and whatever. But no, you can't. Right? It sounds like a different person. It's like, what? So anyway, I thought that was an interesting little tidbit about the ALEXA picking up between 3 and 6K. You guys know Duolingo? Are you guys learning a second or third or fourth language? I actually started when my wife was away. My wife was in India on a retreat, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just have fun with the app and learn a language. And so I actually bought it. I forget how much I paid for a whole year for Duolingo. Couldn't have been that much. What? Maybe $50. Maybe 40, 35 bucks. I forget. Anyway, I started learning Mandarin Chinese. And I did it for a week. And in the very, very beginning, it's, I could, it was the exercises were so simple that I was doing okay. But then it got later on and it just became really confusing. And part of the way they teach you is, it's not that they show you a symbol and tell you what it is, and then you can sort of study it or try to memorize it. I don't know. It's part of the way they teach, and maybe it's a better way to teach. They'll ask you like, hey, what does this symbol mean? And they never told you before. So you don't know. So you have to guess. Is that a good way to teach? I don't know. Bandrew, you tried it? Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Yeah. And anyway, Chinese, I've been... there's a recent Joe Rogan podcast where they were talking about, him and his guests were talking about, it was about genetics and stuff. I don't know if you guys heard that. It was all about genetics and gene splicing and... the whole thing like from the Gattaca movie where they're going to fertilize like 20 eggs and then they'll do genetic testing on the 20 eggs and find out which one has the best traits. And then they'll implant that one into the mother. And one crazy thing that they were talking about was the fact that we're going to be able to, it's not just for newborns. That like an egg and a sperm or fertilized egg, you can choose which one has the best qualities, whatever. Even in adults, even in you, they're going to be able to change up your genes to give you some different attributes. Even as an adult, whatever age you are, doesn't matter. How crazy is that? Oh, you want green eyes? Or you want to be more muscular? Really? So here's the question. What physical body change would you want to, dial in with your genetics? You want to be taller? I don't know if you could be taller. I wonder, well, maybe, I don't know if you can adjust your height, but, right? Maybe your strength, maybe your hair color, maybe you could grow your hair back if you lost your hair, right? I don't know. Anyway, I got onto that tangent because of China. They're doing all these testing in China, and I can't remember what it was, but they've actually done some of this. Like they actually did some of this genetic stuff, and there's human beings living that were created from that. So, yeah, your hearing. There you go. That's a good one. Your hearing will last long enough, Bandrew. Especially since we're us audio people are more sensitive anyway. So as we get older, we'll still be able to hear. So there you go. What else? Oh, chess.com. Here, I wanted to talk about this for a second because this is interesting. So I was a member of chess.com for years, and I forget what plan I bought because I don't play a lot of chess. But here's the thing, like I want to support chess. Like I want to support chess for kids and communities, and like I just think chess is something that should be focused on, and if I can support a bigger company who's doing all these initiatives with kids and learning and all that, I want to support that, right? So that's in general, that's what I want to. I like supporting chess. So, I would play a few games online, but I wouldn't play that many, and I'm not that good at chess. I'm okay, but not really. But I like it. It's fun. And so I would just have a membership, and then I think I was a member for maybe 3 or 4 years. I don't know. And then I think it was a couple years ago, something happened, and the same thing happened about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, where my membership runs out and the credit card I have on file there is no longer valid. So they email me and say, "Hey, your renewal's coming up." And I would go to the site, I would log in, and I clicked around for, I'm not joking, at least 5 minutes, which is a long time. I could not find where to renew. I couldn't find what to click to renew my membership. I went to the membership page, and it just tells me my membership. It doesn't say click here to renew. And I just went everywhere. And I was like, so it must have been me, because I can't imagine that an actual company would have when a member logs in that they wouldn't easily be able to renew and pay. You'd think that would be like the big thing on top that they would always have. I don't know. Did I get phished? I don't know what phished is, actually. I don't think so. I mean, I logged in, and my membership did expire, so it ended up expiring, and then I got so fed up. I'm like, you know what? I'm just I wanted to be a member just to support you guys and support chess, but like I can't even find out how to renew. And I remember 2 years ago, I had to email them. I can't find how to renew, and I actually forget what they said, but I ended up renewing. But it's like, really? I have to email support in order to to figure out how to renew? That was just weird. Phishing is a fake email used to steal your login and credit card info and all that. Yeah, no, it wasn't. No, it didn't seem abnormal at all. It was the same looking email that said your account, it's going to expire, and I did log in, and yeah. So anyway, anybody chess players? Anyone? And what are you guys drinking? Bandrew, what do you got? Tea? Are you working on your video for this week, Bandrew? All right. Oh, this is pretty interesting. There you go. Oh, you're drinking a Diet Coke. You're in a bad mood? Did you punch a hole in the wall yet? or do like 50 push-ups, dude. I don't know. I'm just talking smack. But yeah, I hope you're not in a bad mood for long. But I understand. Oh, hey, Bob. Oh, good thing I looked over at Facebook. Bob Bergey. Hey, man, I talked about you earlier in the stream, actually. No, I did talk about you earlier, but actually tomorrow, Bob, in the podcast engineering show, I've actually included that little piece of audio you recorded when I called you on the phone for our pre-course mentorship call, and you were recording it on your Rodecaster Pro. So there's like 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes of that I'm going to use in the episode tomorrow, just as an example. I already asked you about it, and you said that I could do that. So yeah, Bob says he had too much homework from podcast engineering school to stream. Oh yeah. I would kind of like to, I don't know, like I'm not a tough teacher. Like I'm not like a tough instructor type person, you know, because people who are tough teachers and tough instructors, I mean, they just pound you and kill you. I don't do that. That's not me. So anyway, if you look on the screen, you'll see, this little furry windscreen. It's for an iPhone. And so what this is for is if you're ever recording on your phone and, you know, it's windy, or even if you're kind of holding, oh, here's my phone. Even if you're just going to hold your phone and talk into your phone to record some audio, maybe for a podcast or something. You can get one of these furry windscreens and it'll stop the wind noise. And yeah, I mean, it'll stop some plosives. I don't know how those do with like direct plosives, but hey, Bandrew, if you're still there, do you want to connect on Skype and come on the stream? Come on, dude. All right. Anyway, Brian Ensminger told me about this. Oh, wow. Zooming in. All right. So that's pretty interesting because actually, who was I talking to? Was it James Cridland we were talking about that he records right on his phone? Yeah, it was James Cridland. He said when he's on the road, he records his the Pod News podcast. He records the Pod News podcast, which I don't know where that is, but anyway, Pod News. He records that on his phone, and I kind of asked him how close do you hold the phone to your mouth, basically, and I asked him if he got plosives, and then I remembered this little trick, which I used to do this trick with the little handheld recorder I used to use. He doesn't have his pretty face on right now. All right, Bandrew. Yeah, I recently watched your review for the BCD1 microphone, Bandrew, because I might be getting one of those to try. But after seeing your review, my excitement level came down for sure. But all right. I know this is why you guys tuned in, and I apologize it took me an hour and 24 minutes to get to it. Yeah, you trashed that mic hard. I know. Well, I don't know if I would end up liking it. I don't know if I'll like it, and really I don't even care, because this RE20, I don't know if anything is ever going to dethrone this bad boy. I just don't think I can't fathom any microphone being a better fit for me in my current setup. You know, hey, maybe in the future if I ever have like a more of a real studio that's more soundproof and all that, then maybe a different mic would work. Maybe even a condenser might be better, right? But for a dynamic mic, geez, I don't know if my RE20 is gonna ever lose the pole position. But who knows? Maybe I'll get a USB microphone. I'm kidding, of course, but I'm not against it. But I wouldn't get that because I couldn't plug it into my channel strip. Oh, yeah. So the 9 best USB microphones for podcasting and voiceover. So I peeked at this before, and this is another one of those lists. It came out May 9th, and you know how people make these lists. And I don't know how these people make these lists, but a lot of times it looks like it feels like they I don't know. I don't want to say that the author doesn't know what he's talking about, but I don't know. Yeah. So, and I haven't read this article in depth, but oh, you just made one of these lists? Yeah, put the link in there or send me the link somehow. I forget. Can you send me an article I'm working on to get your feedback? Yes, send it offline, of course. I'll read it and give you feedback. No problem, dude. No problem, bro. Oh, yeah. All right, now I got to figure out how to click on this link. Oh, wait. Oh, that was easy. All right. Best podcast microphones. All right. Well, first, let's look at your list first, and then we'll look at the other one. The 9 best. Yes, thank you, Brandon. The 9 best affiliate-linked USB mics. I'm telling you, or even, you know, the 9 USB mics. Are there more than 9 USB mics? I mean, are these the 9 best or are these the 9 only? Wow. All right, so this is Bandrew's best podcast microphones 2019. Dynamic versus condensers. Yes, very good. USB versus XLR. Very nice. Oh, look at this graphic. Well done. Entry level, mid-tier, and professional. What's that little shotgun? Is that the Audio-Technica 875? Oh, yeah, it's right here. All right, so here we go. The entry level, the XM8500. Wait a minute. I thought you could get a 3-pack of these for $39. or is it a different mic I'm thinking of? Anyway, the XM8500, yeah. All right, then you got the Samson Q2U, and then the Audio-Technica ATR 2100, and then the ATR 2005. Yeah, the XM 1800 is 3 for $40. Yes, there we go. All right, yeah, the AT 2005. So you're saying it sounds very similar to the ATR 2100, but it looks a lot cooler. I also think Jason DeFilippo said that the mute switch on here is better. I've never had an AT 2005. Both XLR and USB. Same sound as 2100. Okay. So I wonder if the mute switch is better or something. I don't know. That's what Jason DeFilippo said. I think, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so mid-tier, you got the Shure SM58. Scrolling down. Of course, the SM58, the classic, the staple. Sennheiser E835. Oh, yeah. I like that one, too. The SE Electronics V7. Okay, haven't heard of that one. And the Shure Beta 58. Right? Yeah, super cardioid. It's not a isn't this a condenser? Is the Beta 58 a condenser? Oh, now this is some good music. Yeah, the 86 is a condenser. Okay. Or the you mean the 87A? Shouldn't it say right here? I think I'm blind. I'm not seeing it. I see super cardioid, but I'm not seeing dynamic or condenser. Yeah, I'm blind. Okay, I'm blind. No problem. All right, anyway. All right, so that's the Beta 58A. More detail in the top end. Yes. All right, going back up, going up, going up, going up. All right, professional. Yes. Yeah, the Audio-Technica AT875R. This is a shotgun mic. Yep. Cool. I've never had one, but I've always heard really good things. High self noise of around 20 dB. But I wonder if you can really hear that. All right, Beyerdynamic M201TG, $300. All right. The Shure SM7B, of course, just one of the best ever. And, of course, the RE20, of course, one of the best ever. Okay. Wow. Nice post. All right, I'm going to scroll real quick. Everyone, blink your eyes. Okay. So when did you, oh, well, 2019. See, you don't have the date that you posted it on here. And many times I like to see the date. Now this is different because it says Best Podcast Microphones 2019. That kind of makes it self-explanatory. Like in this case, I don't need a date because it tells me what it is. So, but a lot of times the date's at the bottom. Yeah, a lot of times, oh, there you go. Yeah, like a lot of times on articles, when I search on Google and I'll go to some article, I can't stand when there's no date, especially when it's like a technical. If I'm looking for an answer to a technical question, like something about a WordPress plugin or something technical, and I search Google, and there'll be a search result, and it'll look decent, but then it doesn't have a date. And you guys already know that a lot of these articles that come back in Google search are like 7 years old and useless. That's one thing I've never learned how to do with Google search, is to sort it by post date. Should you put the date at the top of the article? I don't know. Again, with this article, it's not I don't think it's a big deal. But in general, I like to see dates, so I don't know. Don't change anything because of me, brother. That's the golden rule of Chris Curran. All right. So now we're going to go back to the best USB microphones. All right, as we scroll up, here's the list. Audio-Technica, ATR 2100, Samson Q2U, Audio-Technica 2005, okay, Blue Yeti.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right? You guys like that? The Blue Yeti. The Blue Yeti. Oh, I can just amuse myself, right? That's not a good thing, I don't think. All right, Sennheiser MK4 digital microphone. It wasn't there a secret government program called MK Ultra. Yeah, Project MK Ultra. Also called the CIA Mind Control Program, is the codename given to a program of experiments on human subjects that were designed and undertaken by the United States Central Intelligence Agency, and which were at times illegal. No, dude, it's fake, man. It's all fake. Let's go into Bandrew's conspiracy corner. Where were we? Let's get back to it. So there's the MK4 digital microphone. I'm curious to see what that looks like. $400 for a USB mic. Okay. Then you have the Audio-Technica AT2020 USB. I didn't know they made a USB version of the AT2020. I mean, that's a large diaphragm condenser, I believe. We'll check it out in a second. Rode NT USB microphone. Okay. Shure MV51 digital microphone. Isn't that one that like sits on the desk? The Shure MV51. All right, we're going to scroll down and find out. And then the Rode Podcaster. Okay, of course. Someone told me... I've heard many people say that the Rode Podcaster is a good mic. And I think Bob Bergey, I think you have a Rode Podcaster. But someone told me recently... And again, it's the first time I heard it. They said the Rode Podcaster is terrible. But I forget who told me, and I don't, it doesn't really matter anyway. I'm sure it's a good, I'm sure it's not terrible. It might not be a good fit for certain things, but. All right, so let's go down. There's the ATR 2100, of course. Samson Q2U. Okay. AT 2005. The Blue Yeti. This is my favorite. Frequency response 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Idiots. Why doesn't everyone just say 0 hertz to 1,000,000 hertz? Thank you. Why not? I'm sure there's some level at 1,000,000 hertz. Might be really quiet, but it's there, theoretically. Thank you. All right. Oh, yeah, there's the Sennheiser MK4, or they call it the Mark IV? I don't know. That looks like a large diaphragm condenser. Oh, that's also 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. But look, it even shows 20 hertz is -7 or -8. All right, here's the 2020. Oh, this one with the little stand, right? Large diaphragm condenser. Again, 20 hertz to 20K. Okay, Rode NT USB microphone. Look at that. Nice windscreen that comes with it, dude. That's nice. But still, it's one of these mics you put on a desk, and the person's face is going to be 2 feet from the mic, and it's a it's a condenser. I don't know if it's a large diaphragm, but this one might be. Well, no. Yeah. Bandrew doesn't like the podcaster at all. I actually picked that as my least favorite option in the professional tier. Okay, you can hear why in the audio sample. So bad for the money. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's not cheap, right? It's like $230 or something. Oh yeah, this is the Shure MV51. Look at this thing. What do you just put it flat on a table? It still says 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, but yet below 50 hertz, there's nothing. And once it gets to 10 kilohertz, it just plummets all the way down to minus 30. But yet we're still going to say 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. What's wrong with these companies, man? I mean, I guess anyone can do whatever they want, right? But still, it's just. Oh yeah, here it is, Rode Podcaster. Yeah, $230. It's right, dynamic cardioid. Yeah. All right, there you have it. Aren't you glad we went through that list? But I know this is, you know what, you guys really want to talk about this. Spotify launches the Google Docs of podcasting. Why does everyone have to describe stuff like that, right? Oh, wow, that's loud. Music? What the heck was that?
Podcasts so hot right now. Spotify announced
the autoplay.
2 podcast companies.
Terrible. Doesn't everyone know that you should never use this stupid autoplay? Like, people still do this? This was like 2006. We all knew that was annoying. Wow. Wow. Right? It's a dumb article with a dumb web page for a dumb service. Man. All right, let's see how many dumb things we can put on this one thing. Wow. AES needs to come out with a standardized methodology for specifications that we can trust and compare specs and know what we're getting. Right now, it's a free-for-all. Yeah, no, it was known forever, as far as I know, that the frequency response was supposed to be plus or minus 3 dB. And really, minus 3. So whenever the level, like in the low end, whenever the level goes down, when the level at the low frequencies goes down and it hits minus 3 and goes below, that's where the cuts off. So if it's 40 hertz where it goes below minus 3, then it's 40 hertz is the low end, and same with the high end. That was always the case as far as I know. But again, what are you going to go online and fine every stupid company that's not doing it that way? No, you can't do anything. It's one of the problems with the world today is that everyone can do anything, and everyone's an idiot. Well, most people are idiots. But that's also a blessing too, right? The whole thing, it's a blessing. Oh, we can all share, we can all create, wonderful. The problem is 99% of everything created is just idiots. And I consider myself in that 99%, except for like my show and my school. Besides that, I agree that I'm an idiot. So what is this, like the smooth jazz of Chill Station? Ooh, look, people underwater. Ooh, holding hands, dancing. Idiots rise up. Thank you. Wow. So this thing, it's like an audio editor, but it's another one of these audio editors where you can edit the text, you can edit the transcript, and then it edits the audio for you. This is so amateur. Like, meaning that using a service like this, you're pretty much guaranteed amateur audio. Because there's no way it can do all those edits cleanly and professionally. It can't. Sorry. So this is a tool for amateurs, and it's going to make the audio sound amateurish, which is okay if people want that. You know, it's no surprise. It's no secret that everything in the whole world of podcasting is amateur, and it doesn't sound that good. That's a fact. So but it's okay. No problem. I think Bob's still here on Facebook. So it's a company called Soundtrap that Spotify bought. So now it's like, you know, it's called Soundtrap by Spotify. Soundtrap for storytellers. Actually, if I click on that. Hello? There it is. Your Everywhere Studio. Ooh. Join now. Join what? My Everywhere Studio. Like this. Like, does this make any sense? Storytelling is in our blood. Ooh, look at this. Host and guest. Ooh. So up and look down below. Here's the transcript, and ooh, we can cut out a word, and it'll. There you go. All right. Well, has anyone tried this yet? That's the question. Ooh, there's a pretty sick-looking microphone. I don't know what that is, though. Editing made easy. Improve discoverability of your podcast? This is the only tool that allows you to upload both podcast and transcript directly to Spotify, boosting the discoverability of your podcast. Tool available on desktop only. So now, along with your episode, you can upload a transcript to Spotify, or are they putting the transcript in the show notes? And is the transcript searchable? That'd be my question. See, look, link them in. Share an interview link to anyone who has an internet connection and a microphone to join your podcast remotely without them needing to sign up. Available on desktop only. So does this mean, is this kind of like Zencaster and Squadcast now? And trust me, I'm interested in this. Like, this is Spotify doing this. So this is, we can't just poo-poo this and say, oh, this is dumb. This is meaningless. It's definitely not dumb. Whatever they're doing is definitely not dumb. So I do want to know how this works. And is it something where, you know, you could use it as a Zencaster or something, or a Squadcast? Yeah, see, when you're done, you can publish your podcast and transcript directly to Spotify without hassle. Yeah, including full transcripts in your show notes is bad. Yeah, all those guys said it. I believe it. Yeah, I don't exactly know why, but I'll accept. I'll go with that. Go for that. So there we go. There we go. Look, ooh, diversity, colors, great. Then they have Soundtrap for music makers. Okay, all right. So actually, on Facebook, someone was saying, a few people were saying they tried this. So I might have to try it. I don't know, but I'm not. I don't know. I know, Bandrew, you try a lot of stuff. Like, that's one of the things you do. You try all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I don't love trying stuff like you do. Like, I'll try some stuff, but like, I don't know. I don't know. It's not that I don't have the patience. It's like I just don't have the, like, for instance, this is not something I would use. So that's it. So then why, like, and it's not something I would recommend to my students or recommend to my clients. So yeah, I guess that's why I don't feel like looking into this or trying it. I mean, it might be fun, but the other thing too is whenever you try something, it's not like you can try for 5 minutes. You probably can't even load this software in 5 minutes. And then you're going to have to sit there and mess with it and try something and then try a bunch of stuff. And then you're going to have to get your friend to join and record something with it. And I mean, minimum couple hours, right? I would say. If you're going to give it a fair shot. So.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Uh-huh. This is the first stream where I've ever drank carbonated beverages. So I've been burping a little, trying to do it quietly, of course. Or muting myself. But there we go. So, wow, time flies in the Podcasters Lounge. Yeah, I'm... So, hey, Bob, 8 Wheels from Twitch. Yeah, Bob Bergey. Cool, man. Yeah, Twitch is great, right? Twitch is a nice platform. Bandrew, you still playing some games on Twitch every now and then, or not really? And that's sort of what I'm thinking about the Podcasters Lounge, too. It's like, I mean, I'm going to continue doing the lounge, at least, through Podcast Movement and stuff. Because I don't know, I think it's a cool thing to do, and I think it can be helpful for people and to just hang out and chill and whatever. But that's just my thought. I mean, who knows? That maybe this will never catch on and it'll be just stupid, right? But I don't know. I feel like trying it, so that's why we're trying it here. And yeah. So what else? What else did I have in my notes? Notes schmotes. That's actually one of my famous quotes from high school. Because someone in math class was like, "Oh, you're not taking notes?" I said, "Notes schmotes." For some reason in math, I literally, well, I did take some notes, obviously. Because you have to write down some formulas and stuff. But I just had the ability to watch and listen. Like, I would just pay such close attention that I would just absorb it. I mean, I know that sounds weird or stupid, but I really did that. And I'd remember. Well, because also math was something I enjoyed. So, all right. Well, that's all the links I had for today. Oh, well, one other thing I can talk about was I started using a limiter in a different way, and I'll show you. So I'm going to open a file, and I'm going to open Carrie's file. Carrie Caulfield from episode 127 of my show. And where's her? Oh, here it is. That's her local recording. Okay. This is Carrie's local recording, and if you look at it, you'll see how dynamic it was. Like, she was one of my most dynamic guests ever. Like, there were times when, like, look. I mean, there are, look right here. Oh my God, this is the worst. Right? Horrendous. So right here, she's peaking pretty good. But look, here, she's talking, it's not even peaking past -8. So she got really loud at times and really soft at times. Like, look right here. Look at how loud she got right here. right there. And then look at this.
The tiniest bit of reverb.
Right? So she's like, just talking very quietly here. And then there's times when she'll literally, again, look at this.
No. Well, no, but I would totally get that.
Even right here, she says, and then right after it, you can tell she either turned her head or moved away from the mic, right?
Well, no, but I would totally get that.
Right? You see how loud that is compared to literally what comes right after it?
Well, no, but I would.
It literally sounds like someone manually boosted this, but it's her mic technique and it's her level. So the whole reason I'm bringing this up is that I started experimenting with limiters in terms of, for instance, I usually set. So this is her raw track, right? This is just the raw track. So normally what I do is I clean it up, right? And there's, if there's any hums, you can actually see a few hums here. Like you can see this hum here, but these aren't bad. Those are very small hums. That's not bad at all. I wouldn't even mess with that. But what I do is I'll make this whole track minus 20. Ooh, not minus 12. Wow. Minus 12 is loud. I would make it minus 23 LUFS. Now, I used to, for years, set the peak level to -1 so that it will not peak above -1. It's like a limiter. It's like a true peak limiter at -1. That's it. Then about 6 months ago, I started putting the true peak limiter at -3. Because again, some of these... I muted myself? What? Oh, I could still hear I still see my level. Uh-oh. Are we having problems? Oh boy. So can you guys hear me? Oh, that was you. Okay, cool. No, totally cool. No problem. So then I started putting the -23 LUFS, but then I would set the true peak limiter to -3, and that was better because some of these peaks that came up really high, you could see -3s right here. So it would basically tame these down, 3 to -3, which is good. Then I'm like, you know what? What if I put it at -6? And so it really starts chopping off the tops of these, of these waves. And so I started trying that. And so let's look at this. Let's see. Let's try something. And I'll delete a lot of this because I don't want to have to process the entire file. Let me just put this over here for now, and there we go. So look, now it's not that long. It's like 7 minutes. But so now you can see there's a bunch of high peaks, and then she's talking very quiet. So if we do the loudness and we put it at -23 LUFS, and by the way, let's check out how loud it is now. Oh, it's -21.4 actually. Really? All right. Anyway, so it'll bring it down about 1.5 dB, and then it'll bring it down about 4.5 more to chop it off the thing. But so now let me run this, and you'll see what it does. Right, it's taking a while for 7 minutes. So yeah, you could tell sometimes when you run a processor and it just takes a while, it's because it has to, like if you're boosting or like if you're limiting or compressing and setting the level, it sort of has to do two things at once. And sometimes it'll do one and then do the other, and then it'll realize that it's not correct. So then it has to go back, do the first one again, and then do the second one again. And then it's almost correct, and it'll just go do it a few times just to so it nails the final thing properly. Because it's setting the loudness and it's setting the limiter at the same time. So that's why it has to do two functions and then scan the file to see what it is. So look what happened. Look at how it just chopped off all these peaks. And I mean, they're still peaks. You could tell they're peaks, but if we listen,
a blue Yeti. I have
So yeah, so you can tell it limited these. So now when she gets loud, that wasn't even like the loudest part. Here's the loud part.
Now, if you use a blue Yeti, you realize you have to speak into the top of it.
See, this is good right here. I'm gonna. Oh. All right, here we go. What is this? Oh, it's minus 18.5. Okay. So let's listen to this.
Now, if you use a blue Yeti, you realize you have to speak into the top of it.
So let's put this at minus 19. So you can hear right here she gets loud, and then she gets a little softer, and then she gets even much softer. So I'll play it again just for reference. Maybe I should turn off this background music too, right?
Now, if you use a blue Yeti, you realize you have to speak into the top of it.
So now if I run this and limit it to minus 6, you could see it chopped off the tops, and now listen to it.
Now, if you use a blue Yeti, you realize you have to speak into the top of it.
So it's a much more consistent volume, but you can hear during the real loud parts, it's almost like you can hear, it sounds a little weird because it's getting limited so much. All right, thanks, Bandrew. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up right now anyway. So thanks for hanging out, man. Really appreciate it, brother. Yeah, you missed Heather, and so thanks. I'll thank everybody on the way out. But anyway, so that's this one of the new things. I'm using limiters a little bit more on people who really are very, very dynamic and maybe don't have the best microphone technique, right? So anyway. So there we have it. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out in the Podcasters Lounge. Hope you enjoyed it. It was fun. Thank you, Heather. I'm going to go back to... Are you seeing this? Yeah. Oh, what's up? Yeah, hi and bye, right? Oh, man. All right. Cool. Glad you could make it at the very end. Yeah, so all right, well, thank you to Heather, thank you to Ralph and Bandrew and Brandon and everybody, Bob, and everybody who I'm not thinking of. Thank you for being here for the Podcasters Lounge. Of course, we do this every Wednesday evening. We hang out, we chill, we drink some Perrier, some energy drinks, whatever you want. Every Wednesday, 7 to 9 Eastern, 4 to 6 Pacific. And you can Twitter and Instagram also. I have accounts on there for the Podcasters Lounge. And of course, my show, which is the Podcast Engineering Show, which here's that's last week's episode. It's a great one with Glenn the Geek, and tomorrow the new episode comes out. So check out the Podcast Engineering Show and all that stuff. So, all right, well, I really appreciate everybody being here, and we're going to wrap it up. Stick a fork in it. We're done. All right? All right. See y'all next week. Peace out.